take you back in
every Friday.
It's time to go back.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Savvy Radio Show with your host, Savvy Landlord. Up next is the best deal ever on Fridays. Check out all episodes on Savvy Radio Show. Let's do it.
What up, Savvy investors? It is Friday, and I know you're thinking about the holiday weekend, but I'm thinking about my commitment of bringing you content, podcast, radio show every day. And I was trying to be weak and lazy, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, man, I gotta do it. I said I would, so I'm going to do it. So I don't know if this is a great deal, but I definitely think this is something that, anyway, it's Fabulous Friday. My name is Steve Van Kallenberg. I am the Savvy Landlord. I'm glad that you made it to 40 seconds into the episode. Bang, bang. So I'm going to try to do this freestyle, how this went down, and some techniques you could use to lock up a deal or close a deal or buy a house, whatever you want to call it. But I just got a deal. I just got it under contract, and it took some time. And so I'm going to break it down. I get an email, random, hey, I'm a wholesaler from North Carolina, and I have 6 deals under contract in Oklahoma City, and I need some buyers. Interesting. I have 6 deals under contract. Well, good for you, Mr. Guy in North Carolina. So, and he says, I'm a friend, and I've reached out to another friend, and I don't want to say that friend's name, and that friend got my name. The email was, are you able to assist me? Well, my first email back, now this is exactly about 11 days ago, and I'm reading my Google emails specifically. I replied back, yes, what's the address? The guy shoots back 6 houses. Well, some of them are in a hot area. One of them's in a small town. One of them's in an area I don't buy. And one of them is an area that I do buy. I looked them all up because that's what you should do. You should always consider a deal. You could flip it yourself. You can assign the contract to a friend, so on and so forth. So he sends me the 6 properties. I looked them all up. Majority were retail, and one of them was close enough. And it was... So no prices. So this goes on the 10th day. So this is 11 days ago. That was May 15th. Now May 16th. And I just, I'm not trying to be weird because this guy's probably going to listen to this podcast. So I don't want to be, I don't want to be disrespectful. So, it took a day just to say, and I reply, hey, what's the price? What's the vacancy? What's the rents? He replies, this property that I'm interested in, they all were retail. And then the one of them that I was interested in, it says it's vacant in June. I said, okay. The other ones, some of them were a package deal. So that was on the 17th. I reply back relatively quickly. I go, they're retail. Maybe one of the deals I would like to see inside. He replies back, thanks for the response. I will check with the seller on the property and what time you can see it. As the others, you respond with a price that would work, and I can see what I can do with the seller. Okay. So again, I don't play those type of games. He replies back. I heard back from the seller. The place is available to see between 8:30 on Tuesday, between 8:30 to noon. Okay. So this is I'm reading you exactly the information that I have. There's nothing, I'm not adding anything. I'm not taking anything away except for the addresses and the person's name. What would that window work for you? And, this was sent to me 7 days ago, so that would be a Friday. And so then he was telling me 4 days ahead. And I said, yep, Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. would work. He replies back. Now, again, this is crazy. This is taking so long just to look at it. You'll be meeting the seller's property manager. Her name is blank. I will let her know that you'll be around 8:30. Well, I'm there at 8:30 on the jump street. And so this is exactly the information that I do have. Now, it's interesting if you remember, so I have no information. I don't know anything about the property. I do know about the location. And as he says in his email, I should get the other 2 under contract midweek, and I can pass those on to you as well. What other ones? So to me, just if you really want to analyze, and you should, as a real estate investor, you should analyze every email, every word. It's dripping with information. Now, this whole time, this took it was the 17th. I've been dealing with this guy for 5 days. Then I'm going to randomly show up at a property. Now, this area I know very well. So I'll be there. And then I said I'll be there. Okay. So then I went and looked at the property. There was a property manager there. The house was not vacant. So I was like, okay, now here's the deal. The guy is in North Carolina. Yeah. The deal, he's telling me, I'm not saying he's lying, but this really affects the situation. And is he honest? Because there's a lot of charlatans out there, virtual wholesalers, and he seems legitimate because the person that he mentioned that he knew is an individual that I trust and I know very well. So that's the only reason why I made it this far. And so I let a day lapse. Now I'm going to tell you my technique here, and I do the push and pull method. And what is the push and pull method? If you listen to the radio episode a while back, I talked about how, you hit them, you pull back, you hit them, pull back, it's a dating thing. A lot of date books talk about the push and pull method. Well, I apply that method in real estate. I went and looked at the property. I waited a full day for the guy to email me back. So that's a technique that I did right there. I didn't say anything. I went and looked at it, which I was concerned. I took pictures. I was concerned that it was rented. I had to ask the property manager what the rent was because he wasn't upfront with that. And then it was, the family situation was a little unique. And I don't want to get into details. One thing is that the property was shown. The parent wasn't there. The child was there. That was interesting. There was a shotgun just visible. There was some extensive repairs that needed to be done. So he emailed me. I waited for him to email me a day, and I hit him back with a very simple email. I said, I'm interested in the property. It does need work. And I just said foundation, mold, and maintenance. Here are some quick photos. So there's the technique, and I go, my cash offer is $35,000. He wanted $46,000 for the property. My title company moves quickly, and I mentioned the title company. So I crafted this email to be quick and concise. So you could take from this. I led him by saying, I am interested in the property. It does need work. So a positive and a negative. Peanut butter and jelly. Then I just lightly, now you detail people, you go off and list all the expenses, or you go off right here, which I do that too. But I was just playing with this guy to see if he was genuine. Remember, all the information that I got beforehand tend to be not, I would say false, but not like what I'm used to. Details, you trust, but you verify. Trust, but verify. So I just said, these are the major things: foundation, mold, and maintenance. My cash offer is this. My title company moves quickly. Now, I wrote that. That's a new tagline that you're probably going to steal from me if you're savvy. Maybe the only 10 people that actually do follow me. I didn't say I can close quickly. I didn't say blank, blank, blank. What you normally hammer dropper guys do. I just said my cash offer is $35,000. My title company moves quickly. And then I use my title company's name for continuity. Mm-hmm. So he replies back, I send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 14 photos. He replies back, hey, Stephen, we're starting to have some interest on this one. Oh, okay. I think it's going to go at 40. My business partner, and he says his name, interesting, was thinking about just taking this one down. Can you do 40? Now, that's interesting. So they listed it at 46, or told me 46 with no details. Within 1-2 lines, I got it down 6,000. And now I to dribble, and then he asks me this question. He goes, for the next one, what's your buying criteria? So I have a better idea of what to send you. We have about 7 more behind this one, but the numbers look good on this one. I'm showing strong comps. Would you love to get, I would love to get a better idea. Which now, see, that's just all wholesaler BS. Okay. We haven't even done a transaction and you're trying to get me to give you my, I don't even respond to that question, because I'm doing the push and pull method. He is trying to kind of vet me out, but I don't even know. I'm not trying to waste time with you, but I'm keeping it mysterious for him. So that is a technique that I do. And so I hammer hard on my rebuttal. Now, the house, okay, so let me give you some perspective. I guess remember, I'm shooting from the hips here, so I'm not organized. I'm doing this just by reading emails. But the property is worth about 50, and you're like, Van Callenberg. And I really considered buying it for 40 because I'm trying to bulk up my portfolio. It has a tenant in there, but there's some concerns that I'm worried about that there's going to be. So I had another investor in the office. I say, hey, bro, come on over here. Look at this deal that I'm fixing to buy, because I'm emotional because I'm trying to buy houses. And this person is a very detailed person. And then he helped me out. He's like, it looks like through those pictures, and I just took the worst pictures, that you're going to have an issue later down the line. And I was like, you're right, sir. I'm going to offer 35 is what, no, I got him the 40. What I wanted to buy it was 35, but I knew I wanted offer. So here is my offer. Now you're going to like this one. You're going to take notes on this. This is how I do it. This is the secret sauce. This is how I buy properties. And this is what I say. And now I'm not doing pleasantries. This guy's doing pleasantries. I'm doing high D personality, driven, in your face, because I want to show him that I can close. I just want you to keep in mind, this is a legitimate offer and it's reflective in the condition of the property. So I set the tone right there. I go, based on my experience in purchasing properties, X amount, in this condition and the value of the house and the functional shape, I believe it would be 50 to 55,000 due to the size in that area. So let me give you some background. The county assessor says it's worth 50. He was trying to sell it for 46. Whack, whack. If you were working with me and I was coaching you, I would say you got to buy it at 70. So at 70% of 50 is 35. Now the market is hot. And this is in a hot area in where I want to buy. I have properties in this area. And so this is how I respond. Now, it took me a few minutes to craft this. I know these are simple emails, but these are powerful. I think that they're working. And this is what I said after that. I said, do 37, comma. I didn't say, would you consider, would you like? No, I came across with a baseball bat to the dome. I got him from 46 to 40, and then I want to buy it at 35, but I'm willing to pay a little bit more because I know someone else would buy it for 40 or 38 or something like that, and I'd be happy around 30-something. I go, do 37, comma. Here are some concerns and repairs to get a non-low income tenant drama out of the property, because the individual that's in there is low income. All right, they're paying $550. Now the house warrants that. Let me tell you the reason why they're paying $550. It needs to be painted. It doesn't have central heat and air. It has some problems. I go, the offer stands as is, even if I run the structure, plumbing, drain, electrical, medical, and roof, and so on and so forth. So I hit him with what I would do to the property. And this is what you need to do, investors, rookie investors. I think you need to explain to them without disrespecting them. It's going to need a new heat and air system, $5,000. It needs new foundation issues. There's foundation problems, $4,000. It needs 10 piers. It needs a bathroom, has a problem, $1,500. The bathroom floor is rotted. Future expenses, I showed pictures that the wood windows are rotting, and they are. In 3 to 5 years from now, or 1 year from now, I'm going to have to replace the windows. If you want to be savvy, and I know you're savvy because you made it to 14 minutes in this episode, you're going to have to calculate what did I teach you the other day? Property management. You're going to factor in these major repairs that you're going to need, and that major repair is 10 windows, which is $3,000. See the pictures. Then I got to paint the interior, $1,300. The flooring is jacked up, $1,800. I go, those expensive roughly come to $18,000 plus the purchase price equals to $55,000. Now, if you're a real estate investor, which you are because you wouldn't be listening to this, you don't pay retail for properties. Now, I go, this $55,000 is more than retail. You can pull comps all you want. It's in that zone. And this is my final line. I said, this is an as is. I have done my inspections and my repairs, sewer line, refuge. I will cover those costs. So that was 2 days ago. And that's the push and pull method. Now, I do want the property, and I'm buying this property because it has a tenant in there. I know this person's never going to move out. It doesn't cash flow well. I can almost get 90% of the financing because if it appraises for 50 or 55, I'm buying it for 37 in my mind. 38 would probably be the 80, 70%. I can probably close this whole transaction for about $3,000. I probably will cash flow around $200 or $150. It will only going to take me 10 months to get my initial investment back. It's in a decent neighborhood, not in an appreciation neighborhood, but in a neighborhood where I know that I could sell it because I have the margin in it. So 2 days clicks by. So push and pull method. The guy replies back. I come home. He emails back at 7 p.m. I come home last night from a networking event at 11 o'clock. This is the email that I read at 11 o'clock at night. Stephen, thanks for the message, and I'm sorry for the delayed response. Interesting. I spoke with my partner, blank, and he said, if you can do 38.5, we'll do this one together. He also wanted to know your capacity per month if you want to do more. Again, when he asks that, it's like he's killing two birds. I get what he's saying, but I'm keeping, you got to do the push and pull method. If you want a relationship with a phenomenal female, I like that. Phenomenal female, you got to keep that chick in the dark. If you just spill you should tell all your skeletons if you're going to get married, right? We talked about this on Tuesday about money, but I don't want this guy to get overzealous thinking that I have ungodly money, and then he starts ramping it up, right? You, as the investor, want to keep in control. Now, after this closes, then I may convey more detailed information. This is interesting. So this is his line. I spoke with my partner, and he said he could do 38.5 on this one. Interesting. Well, are you not in control? Is this your partner? Are you playing me? He also wants, so I guess you're just an assistant. You also wanted to know your capacity per month. Well, I love the word capacity, but I didn't reply. He also said the current tenant pays $550 and is willing to stay because it's near his kid's school. I already knew all this information. He should have told me this in the beginning. We need to close this by the 8th. Excellent, wholesaler. No later than the 9th. That's insecure. Why would you give me one date to another date? Most investors are kind of sappy. They drag their feet. And we have to fund this one ourselves. Again, he's telling me almost the wrong information. He's telling me too much information because I'm keeping him in the dark. He should keep me in the dark to a certain degree. He should say, I should close by this day, or we have to fund it themselves. Well, that's your responsibility. That's the risk that you take as a wholesaler. Please let me know if this will work, and I'll get the paperwork over to you ready. I replied back at 11:10 at night, which is never good for the VC family because I'm half asleep, and I know I need to bulk up, and my goal this year is to buy 20 units. So I let the $1,000 slide. I really want it for 35. I'll lock it up for 38. I said 38.5. I go, let's do it. I can close by then. I didn't say a date. What does that mean? That could be the 8th or the 9th. He opened that window. I'm not going to commit to it. I didn't say I'm doing him a solid. I said I plan on keeping the tenant until he moves out. Then I'll do the repairs. Meaning I don't want the guy to get construed that, I'm buying it at a deal with this ghetto tenant in there, but I'm not because I have to repair this thing later. Yes, it's a no money down deal getting into it, but I'm going to have to pay the money on the back end. I go send the agreement and make it out to my LLC. This was 20 minutes of a podcast. Was this good for you? I don't know. I am trying to commit to doing a podcast 5 days a week to engage the great people that have encouraged me. I really want to thank you for the response to the marriage one and the property management one. It's just cool seeing different types of friends all over the country and different types of areas that you're growing in. It's kind of cool. And I definitely appreciate you telling me back. If you like this podcast, please tell me, because I could probably do a lot more content. It takes me a great amount of time to do a podcast where I write it out. I kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to say. I do some sort of extensive research, and then I jump on a microphone and try to get you the best content and all the information as possible. I know on this deal, I did not exactly probably miss some things. I didn't exactly spoke the way I would want it to. I was probably not as professional as I'm trying to be, but it does make my life early because I just turned on the microphone and went ballistic. Hopefully I didn't offend this guy. Hopefully I didn't offend you. If you're a wholesaler, if you're an investor, I hope you took notes, and I hope you grown. All right. Have a fabulous Memorial weekend. Spend some time with your children. If you're single, go to a nightclub. If you're not single and you're newlywed or you got no kids, take care of your bride and enjoy it. For real, if you like this one, tell your boy VC what's up. Go to the effing website, The Savvy Radio Show. Click on the damn button that says leave a voicemail and ask me a question so we can get this thing popping. Other than that, man, I'm honored to be a part of your world, and you were willing to get to 22 minutes.
Thanks for listening to The Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook, and always be buying assets.